This is Ming the Money Alchemist. My intention for this podcast is that it amps up our manifesting game for this year. Each call will play with a topic related to money, and we'll have a practice, and we're going to have some fun around it. Please join me, and we're going to have a great time. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in for another episode. Today I wanted to talk about some principles regarding manifesting, and it's taken from a book called Manifesting with Alignment by the author Shinohaf. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. First name is Ryuu. This was such an amazing book because it put different words, some different examples into a lot of the things that I've been sharing on this podcast, as well as in my books too. But it's always fun to hear another perspective as we're all saying the same thing. And a lot of times, if we hear the same thing over and over again, in 50 million different ways, it starts to sink in. I know that when I was practicing to manifest money in abundance, I read a lot of the same things over and over and over again because I really wanted my brain to take in all of it. So this is it could be a review for some of you. I think some of it actually was a really good reminder for myself, even because it put things in different perspectives or different ways. And I'll give you some examples. So the book talks about, what you feel internally will manifest externally, meaning, right? What's going on inside is going to show up on the outside. That's just the way it's going to work. So we work on what's going on inside. So you think about your health, your wealth, love, and you prioritize our inner reality. So one thing about alignment is not resisting the situations that we experience. And that's actually sometimes difficult to do because when something happens and we're in the red hot moment of it, we react, right? So a lot of times it's like you have to catch yourself and stop, before you react, think about it for a second or step away and not forcing circumstances to get what you want. So it's all about stepping back a little bit. So manifesting doesn't come from effort, right? So for example, if a situation occurs and there's frustration, anger, and sadness, then we elicit a certain response, right? So if we keep doing this over and over again, different circumstance, but still we're experiencing frustration, anger, and sadness, then we're causing the same thing to occur, meaning like the same old things, but in different clothing. We don't want that. So when you look at your past experience, I know myself, for example, when I was dating certain guys, I would find myself following into the same type every single time, and then I would have the same outcome. It sounds easy, right? But it wasn't until I looked back and thought, wait a minute here. There's a pattern, Ming. Let's see what's going on here. And when I looked at it, that's when things changed. So it's the same way. When you're looking at a certain experience, you want to look to see how you're responding to that. And the book talks about, this was really good. So the book says if there's an anxious person, but has great wealth, but keeps thinking to themselves, it's never enough. Well, this is the right frequency to manifest wealth because this person has wealth, but operates from a lower vibration, a lower level of vibration, because it's always never enough, versus somebody that's in poverty but is very content and happy. This is a person operating at a higher vibration, but not tuned into the frequency of material wealth. So the goal is to not only change your frequency, but also to raise your vibration, to do both. That was actually a very interesting distinction to me because I thought about it. I'm like, well, if there's a person in poverty, but they're happy, then they're happy, right? But however, maybe if you really sat down and talked to them, maybe they would want to experience material wealth. Maybe they would. So I thought that was interesting that you would want to tap into both, to raising your vibration and also changing your frequency. So it's shifting into a new state of being. And again, what it is that you're focusing on what you desire, not what you don't have. Remember, that's lack. So we all want to move into an abundance state of mind, not into lack. And that's what the first part of that book just talks about, realizing what you appreciate, what you have gratitude for. Because when we do that, right, as Joe Dispenza says, gratitude is the ultimate in receiving. So I think this week, let's practice actually, taking a little look at how we respond to situations. And what do you do first? How do you react? Are you able to notice that it is just frustration, anger, and sadness? Or is it just something else? Or in a situation, can you practice? I always say, if you see it and you realize it, you're halfway there. Then it's just practicing, maybe stopping, maybe taking a second, taking a deep breath, maybe just not even responding, maybe walking away and coming back. So let's take this week, or the next couple weeks rather, when I come back, and let's look at that and see if that kind of gave you a little bit of awareness. And remember, because what we feel inside is going to come out on the outside, and we want to manifest with alignment. All right, everybody, have a great week.
Thanks for joining me and listening in. Please go to manifestbluemoney.com for a free chapter to download from my book, Money Blues to Blue Money. See you next time.